Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This video for Monday, October 17th, 2011 is sponsored by Realtik. Alright, markets are seeing a little bit of a decline today, essentially negating all of Friday's gains. So again, you can see clearly Friday was a nice solid up day. We ended at the highs of the day. At this point on Friday, the markets were up off of their lows of about 2 weeks ago, 14% on the S&P 500. Today, we are giving back about 1.5 to 2% of those gains. And again, you can see it just wiping out Friday. Here's where Thursday closed. Look at exactly where we're trading now. It essentially is right exact at that point of exit where Friday's gains have been negated. Now, a couple other things to go over here today. First off, it shouldn't be a big surprise to anyone that we're seeing the markets come back in a little bit. 14% to the upside, basically straight in a week and a half to 2 weeks. The markets do need a little bit of a pullback. The big question is, how much of a pullback are we going to get? And that's going to be the bigger question now over the next couple days. The other side of the coin, to make sure everyone fully understands the markets as they pull back here, is to understand it as options expiration week. Now again, options expiration week is notorious for taking away gains in puts or calls, whichever side of the coin has the most gains in them. In this case, chances are calls out there are very, very much in the money because of the massive move up. Institutions do not want to take the loss of paying out those options plays. Therefore, what they're going to do is drive the market in the opposite direction a little bit to make sure that those come out of the money, or at least come to a point where the premium that was paid for those options equals the money that they're going to have to give away on those plays, all right? So again, just keep that in mind. Options expiration week. Whenever you have an options X week, make sure you look for the markets to go the opposite way of the direction that they have currently been going leading into that week. And again, that was obviously up, therefore we look for a pullback into this week now. All right, other than that, folks, markets, again, looking across the board, Europe is kind of some wishy-washiness there in regards to the bailout. This has just been the yo-yo effect that we've been in. Markets, again, are moving lower as the euro moves lower and the dollar moves higher. If we flip over to the UUP, you can clearly see it is trading higher on the day. This is where it closed on Friday, and this is, again, where it's closing, or at least trading currently on the intraday session here on this Monday. The other thing to note here is also on the daily chart. The daily chart, you saw the dollar coming all the way down, really a collapse in the dollar from the last week and a half as the markets rallied up. And by the way, the pivot low 2 Tuesdays ago was this pivot high on the dollar. So again, notice the inverse relationship here. The dollar declines. The markets literally have one of their biggest moves up in the shortest amount of times we have seen in years. And ultimately, as the dollar collapses, it goes through the 20 moving average, this orange trend line, the 200, all the way to the 50 moving average. Today, you're getting a bounce back above the 200. So dollar up, what do we know about the markets? The markets should be down, and that is exactly what's happening. All right, so again, dollar up, markets down. That's the way it's going today. Let's take a look at a couple different stocks. What else out there is moving today? Apple Computer has earnings tomorrow. That's Tuesday after the markets close. And Apple, again, is right at a pivotal double top. It made a new 52-week all-time high, but since that pivot high at 426.70 today, right up here, it has pulled back and is only down about $2 to $3. So it's not a big drop. There's a lot of optimism about earnings. I'm very curious myself to see how the earnings turn out for Apple. There's been a lot of hype that it's going to be a big number, but again, is the market factoring that in with a monster move up in Apple Computer? Some other stocks under pressure today, financials. Financials like Wells Fargo reported earnings this morning. We had JP Morgan report last week. It wasn't that great. JP Morgan got hit. Today, Wells Fargo reported. Their earnings did not meet Wall Street's expectations as well. Therefore, the stock is coming down pretty sharply. Wells Fargo is currently trading down about 7.5%. Notice where it's trading, though, on the daily chart, right into the dual moving averages. So again, there should be good support, and we're clearly seeing that there is support there, and that's holding it up. Citigroup, on the other hand, reported decent earnings, but the stock just cannot catch a bid because the markets are down decently today. Again, NASDAQ is down 52 points, Dow down about 215, S&P down about 21. So again, even though Citigroup had great earnings today, the stock, again, had such a big move up, it's just not able to propel itself anymore based on what we're currently seeing. And again, you can see Citigroup is only down 30 cents, which is nothing. That's actually a win in the market conditions we see today, but it's not able to push out a positive move yet. All right, a couple other stocks in the know in the movement today. First Solar continues to go lower. There's a support level down here at around $52.50. That's at the lows, the 52-week lows currently. If it goes a little bit lower, look for that even number of $50 to be a pierce level. I am looking as a possible entry on this if it goes a little bit lower, but I will not give you that level in this free video. You'll have to join the Research Center free trial and test it out, and again, get that level for a long play on FSLR. All right, and again, it will be a long play at some point. I have a master level conceived and figured out. But again, join the free trial, 7-day free trial to the Research Center. Join it now. Get that level over the next few days when I release it. All right, a couple other stocks in motion today. Exxon continues to be under a little bit of a pressure. But again, all these stocks have been up so dramatically with the market. It's just not a surprise to see the sell-off. I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise to see anyone seeing this market down today. It should not be a shock to anyone. All right, Chevron, same thing. Down on the day, $1.64, but that again had a massive move up. Look on Friday, it went right, piercing the 200 moving average. This was also a major double top right here. Look at that. Pivot high, double top, and Exxon's pulling back. So the charts were all coinciding. It was just a matter of when ultimately it was going to fall back down. Volume today is also very, very light. If we go back to the SPY and the daily chart, the volume today is probably going to be just around the same level as Friday volume, which was extremely light. All of last week was light, helping the market move to the upside. But you can see, again, this monstrous move to the upside here. And again, we were coming right in this pivot high right here. All right, in addition, and then you're right below this pivot high right up there. Those two levels, this is your major area of resistance, and ultimately the market get up in that range. Pre-market and after-market overnight, the markets were actually up to this pivot high, but by this morning open, we obviously pushed down a little bit and came back in. Looking across the board at a couple different things, let's go back to the intraday on the SPY, which continues to be weak here, trading just a shade below the 200 moving average. I still have a couple shorts out there, one being MasterCard to the short side in the money, and the other being Las Vegas Sands, which is hovering right around my entry price as well, and I still like those to the short side, so I'm going to hang on to those as well. So again, come to the free trial here. There's a 7-day free trial to the Research Center and the intraday stock chat. You want to join, you want to partner up with the pros, essentially joining the elite group of other traders that we've trained here. The proprietary techniques will serve you for life. You'll literally be making money 50 years from now on these same techniques that we've developed. They are proprietary. No one else out there knows them. We came up with them here. They're there for the taking. 7-day free trial, folks. Enough said. Take care, guys. We will talk to you very, very soon.